Hello students. Hello students. Today we start a new topic, fire resistant building or a fire resistant structure in a module number 5 special work of a subject building construction technology. So here in a special treatment we discuss about the fire resistance. So not a single building material is 100% of the fireproof, but building can protect by the fire safety measures in a view of first one is in the event of an outbreak of fire there should be safe exit, and second is a fire prevention technique and reduction of the number of outbreak of fire are strictly implemented, and third is a proper fire extinguisher apparatus should be provided. So these are the three things which resist the fire. Now here fire resistant treatment or a requirement of the building is given. So here some of the requirement is given. So first is when the building have the story more than one, then safe fireproof exit or should be provided, and exit should be placed in such a manner that it should be immediately accessible for easy escape for the human. And second thing is that the way of exit escape should be well ventilated so that the person using the escape become free from the smoke and fumes. And third requirement is that for fire safety purpose fireproof door shall be used. So here generally fire exit door is provided in each and every building. Now fourth one is a fire resisting door should be maintained in a good working order if it cut off fire breaks, and fifth one is a design of a lift shaft and a stairway should be proper way so that the increasing possibility of the fire by increasing the drought can be prevented. And false ceiling made of the fire made for the sound effect of or air conditioning or for other similar purpose should be constructed in a such a way that a total or early collapse of a false ceiling can be prevented. So here false ceiling is constructed very strongly, so during the fire time so false ceiling not collapse on the person, uh, on a person head. And seventh is the design of a floor and roof basement should be constructed by the keeping in a view of protection from the fire. Now next is fire resistance construction. So here following are the building components should be considered in their construction is fire resistance construction. So first is escape elements, second is a wall opening, third one is walls and column, fourth one is a construction of a strong room, and fifth one is a floor and roof. So here one by one we discuss on it. So first we discuss escape elements. So the escape element like staircases, lobbies, passage or corridor entrance should be constructed from the material which are of fire resistance. So during the fire time, so this type of the structure is not uh, damaged by the fire. So it's easy for moving the person by using these elements. And door of escape element should be fireproof. Escape element should be separate from the rest of the building, and staircase should be located next to the other wall, and it should be approachable from any floor. And the enclosure wall of a lift's shaft should be made of fire resisting material. So lift should be ventilated from the top so that the smoke and gases can be quickly escape. And an emergency ladder should be made of fire resisting material, and it should be kept available on a all time. And all the escape element should be protected with a railing or a parapet not a less than 1 meter in a height. So these are the important things for the escape element. Now second building component is a wall opening. So here wall opening play a important role at the time of the escape. Hence it should be properly protected by a suitable arrangement in case of the fire. And door and window are possibly made of the steel wire glass panels are possibly preferred more for windows. And for garages shop go down large opening shutters like steel rolling shutter door should be used. And escape doors should be made of the fireproof material, and it provide free circulation to the person using the lobby, passage, stair or corridor, etc. Now third is the wall and column. So in a wall and column, the thickness of the masonry wall, pillar and column should be more, because wall having more thickness can resist the fire for a longer time, and also provide a good obstacle to the fire spreading to the adjoining area. And bricks should be preferably as a well constructed material rather than store in a rather than stone in a load bearing wall. Now RCC structure should be more preferable than the steel structure, because RCC structure comparatively more resistance to the fire as compared to steel structure. And next is a column. 40 mm to 50 mm cover is recommended for a beam, and a long span it is 35 to 40 mm cover is compulsory required. So here cavity wall constructed give a good effect in a fire resistance. And partition wall should be constructed from fire resistant material like hollow concrete blocks or burnt clay tiles, asbestos, cement boards, etc. And all walls in a building constructed should be plastered with a fire resistive mortar. And fourth is the construction of a strong room. So here especially the strong room is constructed safe deposit locker in a bank. And the thickness of the walls, ceiling and floor of a strong room at least 300 mm constructed in a cement concrete, and they are plastered with fire resisting plaster. And door and windows should be fireproof, and window and ventilator should be well covered with specially steel square bar. Now fifth is a floor and roof. So here slab roof is more preferred to the pitch roof, because flat roof has a greater resistance to fire. And but if the pitch roof is to be constructed, then the stress should be made of the RCC to rigid steel bar with a fireproof covering. And next we discuss about fire alarm. So here fire alarm play a important role to make people more alert in the fire. So here fire alarm is divided into two parts. First is a manual alarm, and second is a automatic alarm. So in a manual alarm, it is handbell type device which can be produce more distinctive sound when struck, like a bell. So these alarms are sounded by watchmen and occupant for making the people more alert, or want so that have a safe exit in a shortest period of the time. Now next is a automatic alarm. So here it is automatic device in the event of the fire is large industrial building is automatic alarm is used. Generally this device is fixed on a ceiling. uh, so when the smoke is generated, so automatic fire alarm create a sound, and also noise is created to alert the people regarding fire. So here this type of the automatic alarm generally we seen on a mall or industrial building or monumental buildings and halls, etc. Now next we discuss about fire extinguishing equipment. So here fire every building must have a very suitable fire extinguishing device or arrangement. So it depend upon the importance of the building and associated fire hazards, and necessary equipment required for a fire protection is main four equipment is there. So fire hydrants, second is a manual fire extinguishing equipment, and third one is a weight riser system, and fourth one is a automatic sprinkler system. So one by one we discuss on it. First we discuss about fire hydrant. So around the building periphery at the ground level, fire hydrant are provided over a ring main 50 centimeter in diameter function of a ring main. It is get water from the underground water tank, and here pressure of the water is very high. So here it's a fire hydrant. Second is the manual fire extinguishing equipment. So these type of the equipment are most useful for the extinguishing fire when it just start, but it is not more effective when the fire has spread. So here portable fire extinguisher of a CO2 type or form generation type extinguisher are used for the fire safety equipment. In case the discharge from the type of extinguisher only remain for a short time, around 20 to 120 seconds, and in case of the small building, bucket of water or a bucket of sand and sand asbestos blankets are normally kept ready at all the time of the extinguishing fire. So bucket of sand you generally seen in a petrol pump. So on a petrol pump, a number of 4 to 5 buckets of the sand is already fill up sand bucket is used as a fire extinguishing material, and these buckets are kept on a various convenient location. Now next we discuss on a weight riser system is a third equipment, fire protection equipment. So weight riser system, this is the most effective device in which vertical GI pipes called a riser of a 10 centimeter to 15 centimeter diameter are provided at a suitable location of the building, and a fire pump is installed to take the water from the underground water tank, uh, and here much more pressure in a water, so it's easy to control the fire. And fourth point is the automatic sprinkler system. So in a industrial like textile mill, paper mill, and also it's used in malls, shopping centers. So automatic sprinkler system are mostly used in this area, and in this system a network of a pipe of a 20 diameter are fixed on the ceiling of the room, and sprinkler head are fixed to the pipe at a regular interval, and fusible plug is provided to each sprinkler head, and sprinkler head are get supply from the pipe, and at the time of the fire fusible plug is started to melting due to rise in a temperature, and water comes out forcefully from the sprinkler head and easy to control by the sprinkling of the water on a fire. So this type of the fire extinguishing equipment is generally you see in a multi-story building, and in a parking area for the easy to control of the fire. So here sprinkler system is now most valuable and usable in a construction industries. Here we complete our topic, fire resistance. It's a special treatment of the topic of module number 5, special work. Now in the next lecture we discuss on a special treatment of a water resistance. Uh, Thank you.